Hello students. Now today I'll begin with the explanation of the poem The Wild Swans at Coole. Now this poem is divided into 5 stanzas of 6 lines each. So I'll take up each stanza at a time. I'll first read out the stanza, then tell you the meanings of the difficult words and terms, and then I'll give you the explanation of those lines. Okay, so first let's begin with the first stanza of the poem. The trees are in their autumn beauty, the woodland paths are dry. Under the October twilight, the water mirrors a still sky. Upon the brimming water, among the stones, are 59 swans. First, let's do the meaning of some difficult words here. Although this poem is quite simple and there are not quite typical words in this poem as such, but still. The woodland paths. Woodland means the forest, the paths of the forest or the jungle. Under the October twilight. Twilight is the light in the evening light. The water here refers to the water of the pool. Mirrors a still sky. Mirrors means reflects. Upon the brimming water. Brimming water here means full or up to the brim. So the water of the pool is overflowing. It is filled up to the brim. Okay. Now let's do the meaning of the explanation of these lines. The poet here presents the loveliness and charm of nature in the month of October. The paths of jungle or the forest are dry and the trees appear beautiful in the autumn season. The sky is clearly reflected in the water of the pool in the pleasant light of the evening. Among the stones, near the overflowing water of the lake, the poet observes 59 spotless white swans. Now let's move to the second stanza. The 19th autumn has come upon me, since I first made my count. I saw, before I had well finished, all suddenly mount and scatter wheeling in great broken rings upon their clamorous wings. Now here, the first line of the second stanza, the 19th autumn has come upon me. It means that this is the 19th autumn of his life, or 19 years have passed. Okay. 19 years have passed since he first made his count, since he first counted the swans at this pool. Since I first made my count, it means that since he first counted the swans. Before I had well finished, means before he had finished counting the swans. All suddenly mount. Mount means they start flying. And scatter. Scatter means spread. Wheeling in great broken rings. Wheeling means moving in circles. Upon their clamorous wings. Clamorous means noisy wings. Okay, the noise made by, or the sound made by the flapping of the wings. Okay, now let's do the explanation of these lines. 19th year has come since the poet first saw the swans and counted them. But he says that before he finished counting the swans, all the swans suddenly soared and scattered. They spread, wheeling in great broken rings upon their wings, which created their own notes, their own music. Okay. Now, coming to the third stanza. I have looked upon those brilliant creatures, and now my heart is sore. All has changed since I, hearing at twilight, the first time on this shore, the bell beat of their wings above my head, trod with a lighter tread. Now, here, first let's take up the meanings of some difficult terms here. I have looked upon those, I have seen those brilliant creatures. Who are these brilliant creatures? The swans. And now my heart is sore. Now means when their number has decreased or dwindled. Okay, he is referring to the present time, when now he has again started counting these swans and he observes that their number has decreased or dwindled. My heart is sore. Sore means sad. All has changed. Everything has changed. Okay. The bell beat of their wings. Bell beat, the flapping of the wings. Okay, the sound made by the flapping of the wings. Trod, moved with a lighter tread, with soft speed, gently. Okay. So here the poet says that the poet is pained. He is in pain to see the dwindling ranks or the number of the swans. He is not happy to see the decreased number of the swans. Many of them have quitted the scene. They probably have flown to some other place. Everything has undergone a change since the poet first saw these swans in the evening by the side of the lake. They have flown away, gently flapping their wings over his head. So he is here mentioning the transition that has taken place, the change that has taken place over the years. And the major change which he has noticed is that the number of the swans, which he earlier counted as 59, now the number has dwindled or decreased. Now coming to the fourth stanza. Unwearied still, lover by lover, they paddle in the cold, companionable streams or climb the air. Their hearts have not grown old, passion or conquest, wander where they will, attend upon them still. Unwearied. Unwearied here means untired. Still means forever, always. Paddle means to swim or to move. Companionable means very pleasant, pleasure giving. Conquest means desire to conquer. So here the poet says that the swans are not tired of wandering and moving about in the air. They move about in the water of the lake or a pool liked by them. They also fly in the air. They are bold and adventurous, and they move from one lake to another. They are dominated by the desire for movement and conquering new haunts of nature, new places of nature where they can live. They are after new lands and new places of conquest. Now coming to the concluding stanza, the last stanza of the poem. But now they drift on the still water, mysterious, beautiful. Among what rushes will they build? By what lake's edge or pool? Delight men's eyes when I awake some day to find they have flown away. But now they drift. Drift means move. Among what rushes? Rushes means maybe some unknown place, a marshy place, a marshy plant, or some wet area where they can find a very suitable habitat for themselves. By what lake's edge? Edge means brink. Okay. Now, what the poet is trying to describe here? The poet is grieved, he's pained, he's in sorrow to see that the swans have flown away to other places of water and perhaps have built their new abode among the rushes of other places of water and lakes. Perhaps they might be providing delight to some other eyes, okay, to the eyes of some onlooker who must be praising their beauty, just like the poet. One day the poet would know that all the swans have flown away, and the lake area which they beautified by their presence has been deserted by them. So, all in all, this poem, The Wild Swans at Coole, is a very simple poem. And here we see that there is, the poet has described a very simple, natural scene, a very beautiful experience of his life, how, things have changed over the years. 19 years have passed, and what all has changed? What has changed actually? Mainly the thing which grieves the poet, which makes him sad, is the dwindled number of the swans which were 559 when he counted them for the first time. Now that number has actually dwindled, so he can no more enjoy that beautiful sight of the swans at Coole. That's all for the explanation of the poem. Thank you.